Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Selina. I am a psychic intuitive and an energy practitioner out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been wanting to do this for a while, sort of been a bit resistant, I guess, but I feel the pull to put these videos out there in order to help those in need. And now that we are all sort of in quarantine, what better way than to do it on YouTube, right? So what I want to do for you today is do a collective reading for the next coming week, March 22nd through the 29th, I think. Yeah, I know there's a lot of chaos and a lot of craziness out there right now. And I'm not in any way a professional or a doctor or a scientist. So I guess what I want to do is give the perspective of the spiritual and the esoteric. Reasons for the way the state of the world is in. I hope you enjoy. Let's see what the universe has to say. I hope you all get a message from this reading. It's a general reading. It's not personal for any one person. So if you can receive just one message from today of inspiration and hope, that's all I can ask for. All right. What advice can you give to us for the collective as a whole for this upcoming week, March 22nd through the 29th? We've got Triumph. Don't lose sight of the bigger picture during this time. I know that things are scary and I know that fear is present. Let's try not to have judgment against that fear. That judgment against that fear within us. But also let's have compassion for those who may be a little more fearful than ourselves, or those who are not so fearful. Right now is a time of solidarity and unity. But right now I feel a lot of still separation, a lot of looking out for self, which is completely understandable at this time. But know that we are taken care of and everything that we need will be provided. that panic and that lack mentality that is most prevalent right now. It's almost like we're all getting ready for battle. But what the universe wants us to do is have a new perspective, a new mind frame. What can we do to take care of ourselves and in turn then take care of other people? It's not all for one and one. It's not, you know, I guess it should be all for one and one for all. But if we get out of that state of that lack mentality, with the Eight of Swords, we're keeping ourselves in this state because we're so concerned of, am I going to be provided for? Are my family members going to be provided for? We're in turn creating this consciousness as a collective to then self-quarantine. If you're familiar with the law of attraction, whatever we're feeling strongest in our emotional body is actually what's going to be attracted to us. So if we are feeling lack, if we're feeling fear, and we're not acknowledging it and embracing that and just allowing it to kind of take over, we're going to create fear, we're going to create chaos, and we're going to create lack. That's how we create. That's how we attract that same type of energy towards us. It's completely normal to react this way when we're being fed fear. It's like our primal instincts take over and we go into fight or flight. We go into fight or flight. But the universe wants us to have a brand new perspective with the Fool card. I know it's very real. I know the virus is very real. I know the panic is very real. But at the same time, we have to ask ourselves, why is it that God or Source or Universe would allow this chaos to sweep through our reality? If God is love, if Universe is love, if Source is love, why would this happen? I feel a lot of that question coming up. And it's not that he, she, they, the greater good, would allow this to happen. It's that we are all creating it as a collective source of consciousness. If God created us in the likeness of his own image, then we in turn have that same creator energy within us. Being able to create our reality is something that we need to understand and something that we need to see in ourselves. We're not imprisoned by our own circumstance. We create our circumstance. We choose our circumstance every day that we're recognizing it as our only option. What we don't see in ourselves is the ability to have that creator energy and create our own reality as we wish it to be. We then find ourselves in turmoil and anxiety and fear, everything that's opposite of love. We don't realize that love, it sounds so cheesy and it sounds so cliche, but love is the answer to all things. If you think about somebody who hurts another person, we condemn them and we hate them. But that's the same kind of energy that created them. That hate, that fear, all that which is not love, is the same energy that we created, that was created, that created that person. And that's the same thing with the collective consciousness. And it's one thing to say, but I am of love, but I only think of positive, but I only choose to be in love. The problem with that is there's so many layers of our own consciousness. Those of you who have worked with me before, know that I am a big proponent of shadow work and really understanding our own consciousness and our subconscious and why we do the things we do. Self-sabotage. And that's kind of what's happening as the collective, is we're self-sabotaging ourselves because of our shadows. Because of that which is unseen, which is unknown, which is unheard, which is unacknowledged and unloved. We can turn this lack mentality around if we choose to. We can choose to see the sun. We can choose to see our own happiness. We can choose to see the benefit of being still and being forced to stop being so busy, stop being so distracted and focused on being productive, and just slow down and see what's happening for what it is. Anyways, as I was saying, we can say that we are choosing love, and we do remain positive, and we do only choose to see the good in people. That's kind of where we would go wrong, and in regards to ourselves anyway. There's the thought, and then there's the thought behind the thought, and then there's the thought behind that thought. And each thought has its own free will, and it has its own energy. And if we find ourselves in the energy, which a lot of us have been in the past few months, feeling that life isn't bad, We actually have a pretty good life. We have everything to be grateful for, but yet we're not happy, not fulfilled. And a lot of us have thought, if this is all there is, I don't want to do it anymore. Some of us think, oh, if I only had time, if I only had the means, if I only could do this, I would do this. Well, the universe loves us so much that it's giving us the opportunity to do that. It's giving us the time that we need to be still, to meditate, to really get to know ourselves, to move away from this limited mindset that we have. This isn't all there is. There's so much more. There's so much more that's possible. There's infinite possibilities, but we really have to believe it. If there's any part of you that doesn't believe it, that feels like it's going the opposite way than the way that you want to go, there's a reason. And it's those parts, those shadows, that which we put away, which is unseen, which is unloved, which is shamed and guilted, that keeps us from creating exactly what we want. It's those parts that need us now more than ever. We have to release illusion. We have to understand every part of ourselves, whether it's labeled good or bad, even though there's no such thing as good or bad. There's only that which is loved and which is not loved. I know this will be too much for some people. Like, I know that a lot of people won't understand. Hopefully most of you watching this will understand, but what if we turn towards those parts of ourselves, held onto them tight, and loved them the way that we needed love as children from our parents in those moments of being bad or not cooperating or being challenging or not listening? What if, as children, when we needed our parents' attention, they put down whatever they were doing, turned towards us, and loved us in those moments? What would happen? What would the state of the world be in today? I just want you to think about that for a minute. Really feel that energy. Would it feel this way? No. Would we feel then like we mattered? Yeah. Would we feel then like what we have to say had value? And whatever we had to say, somebody cared about? And I'm not saying our parents are bad. And I know that there's a lot of things out there with trauma, and it's all valid, and it's all really great, important information. But I also know there's a lot more people who had quote unquote good childhoods and didn't have any real extreme trauma that still have so much hardship in their life today. And I'm not discrediting or discounting those who have had extreme trauma, but sometimes it's easier to work through those than it is the less subtle ones, or the more subtle ones. And I'm not saying our parents didn't love us and they didn't do everything that they thought was in our best interest. They just didn't understand. They only know what they know. So in these moments, don't give in. Don't give in to this. Don't roll over and let it have its way. Turn towards it and talk to it. Understand it. Love it. Embrace it. The other day I was getting ready for my day, and the sentence, choose to love the fear until fear itself chooses love. And that's what I feel like is what we need right now. Choose to love the fear. And one day, hopefully, the fear itself will choose to love itself. It has a choice. We all have a choice. So right now, we can choose love, or we can choose to be distracted. Whatever you decide to do, this stillness is needed. Even though it hurts, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's unknown and uncertain, it's what's needed. It's only in that stillness can we hear ourselves. When people try to meditate and they tell me, I try to meditate, but the thoughts, they don't stop coming. Well, those thoughts are there for a reason. If we did meditate and we got quiet and they came through, maybe all they need is for us to listen instead of distracting ourselves from them. I feel like things are only going to get harder right now. Things are only going to get harder, at least for the next month. But if we chose for 5 or 10 minutes a day to get still and quiet and choose to listen to our thoughts, and we don't need to let them direct us, but what if we just listened? What do they have to say? Does it define us? No. Can it give us good insight into how we're feeling? Absolutely. The universe and source or God or whatever you choose to say, the language it speaks is emotion and feelings. So for us to be completely disconnected from our own emotions and feelings leaves us disconnected from spirit. Leaves us disconnected from our soul. Leaves us craving that connection to something. We just don't know what. What if I said that connection that you're craving is your soul connection? Being connected to who you truly are. It's not external. It's within you. And that's the one place that we don't look, and that's why we never find it. So, oops. Wow. All right. Well, I didn't even get to shuffle those ones. They just all fell. Our oracle cards for this week, we've got Lady Portia or Lady Portia. Some people say it different, but it says divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. And then the Divine Director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided and happiness is your purpose. Joy. The underlying energy of joy is love. That's our purpose. So I hope this has been helpful. I'll be back next week with another collective conscious reading. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This is my purpose, and I would like to share it with you. You can also find me on Facebook. My personal Facebook is Selina Renee, but I have Indigo Moon Mystic on Facebook as well, and Instagram, Indigo Moon Mystic. If you would like a reading, you can contact me through one of those platforms and I'll get in touch with you. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you all. I hope that you all have a great day, great week. Get quiet and meditate. Put your feet in the ground. Eat some good food. Love the people that are closest to you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.